It all started on a quiet Sunday afternoon in Willow Creek, a small town where life usually moved at a gentle pace. The supermarket was busy, but not chaotic. The soft hum of conversation, the squeak of cart wheels on the polished floor, the occasional beep from the checkout counters. Among the shoppers, nobody seemed to notice the little girl in the bright pink dress holding the hand of a man much bigger than her. To a casual observer, she might have looked like a daughter shopping with her father, but to those who looked a little closer, to those who noticed her eyes, there was something unsettling. Her gaze wasn't curious or playful like other children's. It was fixed, guarded, and quietly desperate, as if she was silently screaming for someone to see her without making a sound. The moment that would change everything happened in the serial Hazel. Officer Daniel Hayes, a veteran cop with 15 years on the force, had been off duty but stopped by the store to grab groceries for his own kids. He strolled down the aisle, scanning the shelves for the cereal his daughter loved when movement caught his eye. A small hand, lifting in a way that didn't match the playful wave of a child. Her palm was open, fingers slightly tucked, and she held it in front of her chest for just a moment. It was quick, subtle, and if Daniel hadn't recently attended a seminar on child rescue signals, he might have dismissed it entirely. But he knew this gesture. It was the silent hand sign for "help me." His heart slammed in his chest. Viewers, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the power of noticing the small things that could save a life, please take a second to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Kindness Corner so we can keep bringing you stories that remind the world to care. You never know, one moment of awareness can change someone's entire fate. Daniel's instincts took over. He didn't rush toward them. That could spook the man and put the girl in more danger. Instead, he slowed his pace, pretending to browse the shelves while keeping the pair in his peripheral vision. The man holding her hand had tattoos up his arm, a watch with a cracked face, and a grip that looked more like possession than protection. The girl didn't speak, didn't smile. She simply walked where he led, glancing at no one except Daniel for that brief signal. Daniel's training told him that situations like this could go south in seconds, so he moved carefully. He tapped his earpiece, calling in a discreet code to dispatch, letting them know the possible abduction in progress. As they moved toward the back of the store, Daniel followed at a distance. He watched the man glance over his shoulder twice, his movements becoming faster, more erratic. The girl's steps were small, almost hesitant, like she was trying to slow him down without making it obvious. When they passed a freezer section, Daniel caught her eyes again. Those wide, pleading eyes that now carried a glimmer of hope. Backup was on the way, but every instinct told him he couldn't wait too long. Something about the man's body language screamed urgency, as if he knew time was running out. The next minutes felt like hours. Daniel trailed them past the dairy section, then toward a side exit rarely used by customers. His mind raced. If the man reached that door, they could be in a car and gone before help arrived. Daniel picked up his pace, his footsteps firm but not loud enough to alert the suspect too soon. He positioned himself closer, pretending to look at a display of stacked soda cases. The man gripped the girl's arm a little too tightly, and she winced, her tiny body tilting as she struggled to keep up. Then came the moment Daniel would never forget. Just feet from the side exit, the man glanced around and shifted his grip, pulling the girl faster. Daniel stepped forward, his voice steady and authoritative as he announced himself as a police officer. The man froze, tension radiating from him like heat. For a split second, the air between them felt heavy with possibility. Fight, flight, or surrender. The girl's eyes darted between the two men, her little chest rising and falling rapidly. The man tried to speak, muttering something about it being a misunderstanding, but Daniel wasn't buying it. Backup arrived just in time, officers surrounding them in a coordinated move. The girl was gently pried away from the man's grasp and ushered into Daniel's arms. He knelt to her level, telling her she was safe now. It was only then that her tiny frame shook, silent tears streaming down her cheeks as she clung to him. Later it would come out that the man was not her father, not even a relative. She had been taken from a park 2 towns over, and for days no one had been able to find her. Her parents had been living in a nightmare, scouring every possible place while fearing the worst. That supermarket rescue was not just luck, it was a miracle born of a single signal and the fact that one person recognized it. Daniel visited her family the next day. When her mother opened the door and saw him standing there, she collapsed into his arms, sobbing thanks over and over. The little girl peeked from behind her mother, clutching a stuffed bunny. She didn't say much, but she smiled for the first time. A small, genuine smile that told Daniel she was beginning to believe in safety again. And so, the story of the little girl in the pink dress became a reminder for the whole town that awareness can save lives, that learning the signs can mean the difference between tragedy and hope. Daniel knew he hadn't just done his job that day. He had answered the quietest cry for help, the kind most people never hear. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Corner so more people can hear stories that inspire us to watch out for each other. Your engagement helps keep these stories alive and spreads awareness that could save someone's life. Before we end, I have one special request. Drop a comment below